Tēnei te mihi kia koutou katoa. Tuarua, anō hoki ki tō tātou manuhiri, Wiremu Sarich. Tēnei te mihi kia koe e te tui whakakinakina o ngā Taonga Tākaro. Tā mātou waimari e āhei tonu ana te whakahaere marunga epurangi. Nō reira, nau mai ki tēnei wānanga takaro me ki. Ka huatu au te rākau ki a koe, Wiremu?
Kia ora, atamari e tātou ma. Rungo pai ana koutou e hau?
Hai.
Ka pai. Mai te kina kia tika. Mea ko tika te kāmere ni. Ki te pai ana koutou e hau? Marama pai te kite? Ka pai. Kia te mata tātou ni. Pupua whakaieta mana arangi nui, arangi rua, arangi tāua. Tāua nuku, tāua arangi. Nau te mauri tāwhita, nau te mauri wā. Ka puta ki te whea o tau marama tihei mauri. Tēnei te mihi ki a whakamoe me te atu ki te rungarana, nāna te kore, nāna te pō, nāna hoki te ai whakatīnana. Taino ki a tātou te ira tangata, nā reira tēnā tātou. Ki te wāhi ngaro ki kua tupu mini ki te pō, tēnei te mihi, tēnei te mihi. Tēnei te mihi. Ka pūranga, ma te ate he te kura, kāra mai he te kura. Ma koutou ki te pō, ka tātou te hungora ki te ao, tihei, wā mauri. Mihi atu ki ngā tini whanaunga, ki ngā tini maunga, ngā awa me ngā wai e riri airi ana, i tēnei wā. Tēnā ko te mano i huarangi nei, e takataka i kuaina kia, ngā wai tapu o ngā rangi, ki rungi te whenua, ka para whenua mai, ana, ka rabu ki mairi ki a mauruna, ka whakanangu i te mauri. Kia ora e tātou TV mauri, rāra, ko ngā tātou te tangata. Tēnei te mihi, tēnei te mihi, tēnei te mihi. Mihi kauana hoki ki aku tini whanaunga, ki aku tini pukenga, ki aku tini wānanga, nā koutou hau whāngai, nā koutou e nei poi, e nā koutou ki au aki, kia tu kaha mai hau, e rute aku mahi, e nei o ngā mahi nei. Ana ko te mahi tā, ngā māturanga mauri, ara, e whakamana i whakatinana hoki. Me ātahi i te riri o tātou ni mahi, tātou ni kupu. Ka pai, rongo pai ana. Kia ora tātou. I rere pai te nakarakia, ko ki tau kua aukati. Pai ana. Kia ora tātou. Anō reira, nau mai piki mai ki ro te tapu kāinga nei, tapu whare nei, tēnei te mihi ki a koutou ka toko kuru mai nei i tēnei wā. Hā koe mea nei noho rāhui ana tātou, ara te rāhui, e noho wānanga ana tātou tētahi ki tētahi. Nei, mai tika ana, ko whakapaipai i ngā tātou nei whare, ko whai wā tātou ki te mirimiri, te ngākau, te tina re te wairua wā tātou te whanaunga, mai rere e mihi ana. Mai tika ana, me whakatau ki a koutou, no hie taku mana. No reira me tuta ki koutou ki taku tupuna nei. Kai whea, mata pia taka. Nā, ko tēnei, ko mai ka hensi. Hana, ko ia te kai whakahaere i tōna wā, kei ia te mana nui te whakahaere ngā tikanga o ngai tupoto ki motu kuraka. No reira, ko ia tētahi aku tino taonga he whakatau i taku hine ngaro whakatau ki e taku waipana. Ko tēnei, ko honi toi aru mana Sarich tēnei, taku krani pāpā, ko ia taku tino, nānā te ngā kung māhaki, te ngā kung mari e whakatō mai ki ruti a. Ko ia, ko te ka huri aki whakaaro ki a ia, ka tau. Kia i ruti ngā taumahane ko tahāpera, nā kuiki, ia, ko taku whāinga, i aua i runga te mata te whenua, kia tū au hei rite moana. Nui tona mana, nui tona aroha, ana ko taku whāinga nei, ka mutu tapu waki kone, e pēna hoki ta titiro tapu moku punu ki ana. Ko tēnei, ko Billy Boy, ko Wiremu tūturi tēnei, tapu pāpa, nānā te kaha, tapu ngākau kaha, nānā tēnei me te matapu te whakamā, Wiremu mā wānanga a wāngangara, nānā ke patu kia tūtoa hau i roti tēnei ao. Ko tēnei, ko Eruwira, ko Uncle Ed, nānā tapu ngākau tākaro, i mirimiri, i aki, nā hāko te hā, ka whakaro au ki aia, ka kata, ka mene, ka puta mai te hihia te haere te tākaro. Nō reire mai tika ana, kia muhi o koutou no hia tapu mana, ko ia ko te Toi Tangata, nā rāta hau i pui i whakatuku mai, kia tu kaha mai au ki roti te hao. Tōna wā, ka haere tātou te kite te tapu mana wairua, tapu mana tapu meki a tapu kraima tēnā, ngare kai muri ke ia, ko whakarite e ruma kai muri te whare nei, kia kore te noe pākia ki tēnā taha nei, nā ka haere au ki tēnā taha mo tapu taha wairua nei, kia whakatau, kia whakatika hau e ngā ngangara, mena ka ngau au i roti tēnā. Nō reira, tenei te mi. Kia ora whānau, loko tu mā whānau, to my whare. Bit of a first for me, running a wānanga on Tākaro online. During lockdown, we had good fortune that it hasn't really felt like lockdown, to be honest. I've had plenty of time to get lots of mahi done that I've needed. Just don't have time, not enough time in the day to get to sort things out. So I've managed to get the spring cleaning in a lot earlier. And so now I've actually set up to get back into mahi. I've got a few different stations set up around the house. So today we're going to be looking at a couple of different kaupapa, looking into mara hupara. I'm at the moment in the process of building a mara hupara down the back, a mobile one. I can chuck on the back of a trailer and just cruise around and do wānangas on it, have all the gear they need to have a go with it. So we'll touch on some of that. I'm just going to share my experience with Taonga Tākaro. This being in the fetal moon, I know it's not a good time to try and sort of focus and land on anything, guys, but it's a good time to have different thoughts and ideas sort of flowing for our system. So we're all going to have different experiences because in your kāinga, you're going to have a slightly different wairua. I'm used to working face to face, so I can get a good grip on whether I'm losing you or not, because we don't have that advantage today. We're just going to have to, I'll have to possibly just guide you guys through the process on maybe how to keep yourself inside of a certain space. If you guys have any pātai as I'm going, I'm going to try. I've been in a pretty calm space, but I normally just bounce off the walls and just built that way. ADHD it must be a tuturu Mauri thing because it's pretty much just runs rampant in my family, and so sitting still is not really something I do very well. My mind's busy and my body can keep up. I tend to speak pretty quick. It seems like I'm jumping all over the place, but one of the issues for me in that regard is because for me it's all just one thing. Everything just sits in one kete, and I'm just in it. You'll say something that'll trigger something else. I'll shoot off over there. So I can shoot off on tangents quite a bit. Don't worry about it. It's all one. Like I said, today is more about just you'll hear some stuff. Hopefully, some good thoughts and good whakaro will pop in, and you'll get some ideas that you can reflect on over these next couple of days, which is exactly what this moon phase is perfect for. And so, but if you have any pātai, just send it into the panel, and at the end we're going to have a bit of a Q&A, and then just get some pātai kai. Me mihi hoki ki tapu taonga nei, tēnei ko te piringa o te rangi āwhio. Taku puto reno tēnei, kia ia te mana whakatau ia hau, o reira ko ia e timata hui ruti a ia, kia kore au e tū peke haere, I roto te whare nei, kia tau te mauri, kia tau te wairua. Nō reira tēnei te mihi kia koutou katoa. Ka timata tātou.
Wiremu, kaya mata, we have some volunteers for people that want to jump in. If you just give us the tick and I'll jump in.
Cool, yeah, see this.
Right.
Okay, so hang on, I'm just gonna lower the camera, guys. I've kind of just rigged up a typical Wiremu flash little hing decky, which equals rubber bands, a phone and a stick. So I'm just gonna lay these down. I'm just gonna take a seat for a while. It's easier for me to stay calm if I just sit down for a little bit first. Cool. Ki te ana? Okie dokie. We're going to just start. I utilize this game. I've been using it for years now. I found it's a fantastic way to help peel back some of the layers within our Taonga Tākaro and pull back some of the layers to get at what I see as the true purpose, which is they're full of kurahuna, or there's all these little hidden little pockets of knowledge and understanding inside of our Tākaro. Tākaro, nā prane tenei Titan, nā tenei hakamarama tangai humai kia. Ko te Tākaro no kia wete kupu, ana ka takaro na takina toa ara. Ka marama koe ki taua ara. Ro, ka rongo. No reira, ko te Tākaro, te whakamaramata moana, te kore mo te nane, takina toa ara kia marama koe ki taua ara, kātahi ka rongo. Ka rongo koe i ngā pūkenga, i ngā wānanga kei roto i a, kei roto tō whare tupuna nei. Hanga, no reira, e he ana te mea he play noiko. Ai, koia tētai taha o te taha. And he mana anō ke roto i tēnā. Nā te me, whenua tākaro ana te tangata, āko tōna iti, āko tāna nui, āko tāna ka mātua, tāna tamarikitanga rānei, ka whai mana. Ka hari te tangata ni, ka pūare mai. No reira, ko tētai whakatauki, tino whakamahi ana e hau, ko tēnei, koe ko tēnei. Kia kawea tātu e te rehia, e te hariko, e te matarahara. Kia kawea tātu e te rehia, e te hariko, e te matarahara. Ne ko tēnā, kia kawea tātu e te rehia. Ko te rehia ko ngā mea tino paipui i ki tō ngāka. Ngā mea whai ki a koe. Ki etahi, e mahi toi. Ki etahi, he tākuro. Ki etahi, he futupōro, he pīpō, Wiremu māwuranga. Ko ngā mea, e pai ana ki a koe. Ko etahi, pānui pukupuka. Ko etahi, roto, pāo, waiata, kapahaka, Wiremu me katu. Nā reira koia ko te āmua rehia. Ka whakaari, Wiremu māhua tangata kota. Mama no i o te whakamarawe te kupu. Hari koa, kia kawea tātu i te hari. Tēnei kupu te mataraharaha. Nā te tuakara ni Charles Muru, tēnei whakatauki i homoi. Tēnei te mataraharaha ni, a mea ana e tūwhera ana tō ngātou, tūwhera ana tō ina ngaro, ana e rere pai ana te waira mai te rangi kia koe, tai ki te whenua kako ki a te whakoki mai. Ana ka no reira, koia tētai whakatauki kia mau tika tātou ki ngā tikanga o tēnei o ngā mai. Ana rere tēnei tupu. Ka huri tātou tētai Tākaro, Māori no hio, ko ngā aro Tākaro, tēnei roti ngā rangahau, Haku Brown, te tuokarara, tēnā koe pada, ko ia tētai o ngā tino ira Tākaro, ko ia hoki tēnei o ngā tino kaimahi i whakahuki mai ana i ngā tini Tākaro, ko aho ngaro haere, ko haro moi haere, nāna no timata te irunga tanaka ki te whakahuki mai i ene o ngā taua. No reira, mai tikana mihi atu kia koe mai. Me mihi atu hoki ki ngā tini tangata nā rātau i awhina, ana ko tukaha moon tōna, ko ihirangi heki tēnā. Me ngā tini tangata e kawi ana i ngā Taonga Tākaro, kuri no te mutu, kuri no te mara. Ana ātu John Kingi mā, Toi Hatma, nā tenei te mi. Nathan, waitai ki skills active tēnei wā. Hua noi, ka huri tātu tētai Tākaro, e māmanu o te Tākaro, ko mati tōna ingoa, ana ko ngā mati ko ngā fingers, ne? Nō reira ka karanga hau mati, tātou kato kama tēnei, ka paki. Kia ora, mati. Ka pai. Ka karanga, ko tēnei, ko tahi mati. Nā rei ka pupuri, ne? Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Kia ora, rua mati. To koro matua, ki runga i te kapu, ringa maui. Ka pai. Koro matua matau, ringa maui. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Koro matua matau, kei wainga nui i te ia ko nui, ko nui me koro. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Koro matua maui, ki runga i te kapu, matau. Rite, kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Iwa mati. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Iwa mati. Piro mati. Renga matau kino. Ka pai. Hana, koe te roa ngā atu e nei. Hana, no reira kia ti mata tātou. Kia rite, mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Iwa mati. Piro mati. Rite, kia rite. Mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Iwa mati. Piro mati. Rite, kia rite. Mati. Tahi mati. Rua mati. Toru mati. Wha mati. Rima mati. Ono mati. Whetu mati. Waru mati. Iwa mati. Piro mati. Iwa mati. Waru mati. Kia rā tātai. Ko ia te wā kararu ai nā tangata. Te tika e kata pai ana kata i hena. No reira kuia, ko te tei tāpuro ko mati, ne? ka huki anō hau ki aia a pōngā wā, engari kia whakapakri I ngā neke hanga I ana ka apona ko tenei. Hoki anō, mati mati, mati mati. Tahi mati mati, rua mati mati, toru mati mati rā, wha mati mati, lima mati mati, ono mati mati e, whitu mati mati, waru mati mati, whitu mati mati, waru mati mati, hiwa mati mati, piro mati mati e. Nui reira, he mahi kori kori reo, he mahi kori kori mati mati, engari he whakaoho katoa I te henangaro, me ngā taha katoa o ngā roro, ngā kauhanga, ka ruto I ngā roro, arā, ka whakaoho I ngā tamariki ārua. Nō reira tenei, te o ngā taonga, ka huki ngā no tātou ki tenei a tōna wā, ana ka heire tonu I tenei o ngā wānanga. So kia ora whānau, so that little game is called mati mati, fantastic. You can easily teach that to our mokos, to our babies. A great way to just get interaction, exchange going on with different whānau inside your whare, try to isolate it, just a good way to get moana. So lots of things you can do with it. I always try to keep things light because there is definitely a deeper side to the takaro. Like I said, if you take it into a wānanga space, you really delve and peel back the layers, you'll discover more and more that it's nothing like what it looks like on the surface. Even though like I said, there's lots of taonga and lots of amazing stuff we can take just from the activity itself, and the interaction with our beings. Okay, so you could easily play if I was playing one-on-one. Yeah, here we go. I've got Jonathan Dill on that channel. That's the name on there. Tash. Yeah. Kia ora. So I'll play with you at home. So as simple as we put our hands behind our back. Okay, so if you're playing one-on-ones, okay, and then basically I'm just going to call out one of the mati matis and we're going to get there as fast as we can. Okay, waru mati mati. Wasted you out. Kia rite. Mati mati. Wasted you out. Ka pai. So if I just get it, you're playing with your babies and it's just a race. So you just put it in after it. It's one thing to help with the capture and retention and the recall, obviously, of this type of stuff is to follow that method that I had. Okay, within my experience in my Taonga Tākaro, that's a recurring theme. So just start 1, 2, go back 1, 2, 3. So you're building the memory up. So you're allowing, like I said, all these different whare within the maroro, ngā tamariki a rua te pupuke, nana te mahara, kuia te atua te mahara o ngā roro, me ngā momo whakaro, me ngā mahi kato, wharoto I ngā I te henana. So the methodology is a methodology you wanna get used to teaching all of the games really in the same way. You start at step 1, you go to 2, then you come back, then you go 1, 2, 3, then you come back 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Introduce 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so that they're having time to grab it and wrestle with it, but at the same time you're still extending and moving through. Ka pai? So if you're playing with your tamariki, that's one of the easiest ways to disseminate that particular game. Ka pai? Another one could be simply as if you've got a group of you and you're sitting in a circle, how I was doing on all the calls, but then as a kōrero activity. So imagine there's a circle of people around me, I'll start it, and then I'll go, mati mati, everyone will clap. Then the next person will say, tahi mati mati, everyone does that one. And just go around the circle so you get a kōrero. And then, of course, you notice that within it, I did it in a chant form and then in sort of a waiata form. So that in terms of your kōrero, that's ways to get it out. So you can have a little bit of a play on words. So when they ended up going, for instance, I'll just kick through a bunch of them. Just go. Whetū mati mati, waru mati mati, wheru. Hi?
He pātai taku. He aha te rere ki tahi me ki whitu.
Tahi, te tahi penei, ko te rua me te whetū.
Rua ki...
Rua me te whetū. Nō reira, me mai pēnā. No, pakarite, kia huro te haere. Mahia. Koea, ko te whakanana, ko te paihunga e nei tumu mai hia ke te mahi a tatu nei mati, ka wa he nui te mana o ngā mati ne, he nui te mana whakahaere i te hinengaro ne, nā te mea ko ngā ia ngā ua karuti, ngā ua karuti i te hinengara ka hono haere ki ngā ua kato, ko ngā ia kato, ara me ki ko ngā neural pathways ne. So re kei te whaka oho tātou i ngā neural pathways kato, he mea hoki nā te mea kai reira, ka rongo koe te whāwha, ne? He whāwha, anō reira ko ngā tairongo, ne? Ko reira ka mahi a taringa, whakaoho ngā pukinga a taringa, a kanohi, ne? Ngā ua kato te tinana, ngā wahi kato ki roto te tinana, ka oho mai, ne? Koe a tetahi o ngā kino, o roto i enei o ngā mai. Ko e pohi koe tetahi mati e nei rā, ka whakaro ngā tangata under the bambushes, ne he just Charles Diddy, nothing. Ai, he wāmo mo te nana te mea ue te wā nohi ana, he tino wero tēnā ki te tāpuro noi, ne? A tōna wā, ka haka marama haere koe ki te tamaiti, ana pehe te mana o tana hinengaro whakahaere i te katoa tana tina, ne? No reira, ne, ko ki te tātu ene mea ana, e rei momo a wānanga kato, ne ka haere a ringa matau mahi tetahi mai, ko te ringa maui mahi tetahi mai, ko te upoko mahi ana tetahi mai, a wari o i te kupu tuturu a te Pākehā, mo e rā tumo mo mahi engari multitasking ne, multitasking he tino toa ngā tupuna ki te kaui e rā tumo a wānanga ne. So like I say, you can play it in groups, play it in circles, get rhythms, get songs going through it, make it up, scream it, haka it, all of those things, because if you add more kaha to your reo, it's going to actually shift what you're going to get what the taonga can give back to you. You can only give you what you're willing to give up. So like I said, if you're just in a play mode, that's awesome. There's beauty just in that. But if you wanted to go deeper, if you wanted to use it to calm, so for instance, you know, in schools they always do stuff like tahi rua ture wha, mai wera tumo mo ahuaranga, koe nei ko te tetei ngā mahi pēra, ngā mahi hei whakatawi a rātou, engari ka taia te tini, because ka pai ngā tanguriki ki ngā wero, ne? Because hi ana rā te whakaatu a rātou koe, ne? Kia whakaatu rātou a rātou pukinga, ne? No reira, ka rawe rātou mena ka wero kia, ne? Because mehe just go, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 9, 10, ko āwiri kororo, ne? And ko ngaro. Okay, I was going to say recorded, but so another thing within, like I said, this is all the things that it's opening up. Okay? And once we have them open up, the basic, yeah, I'm definitely sort of summarizing the heck out of this, but the basic concept is to have them in a hari space, have them in their rehab space, basically it's a space that they feel awesome in. The place will be and like I said, everybody's different, so it's going to have a different, that space is going to look different for everyone. And if you have them in their space, kia tariko, kia matarahara, and you open them up, now they're open vessels. And because they're open vessels, we can input all the things we want inside them. Ka pai? So as the kids are playing, your energy, your mauri, your wairu, you can do it waha wairu, maybe sitting there doing karakia over the top of them and let them know, but then you're awesome. You're the greatness. You're fantastic. You're a rangatira. You're just, and you're subliminally now, because you'll have them open, you're going to be able to input all the wairu and all of the aroa that you're actually trying to input. Okay?
Kia ora, Wiremu, we have one pātai. Someone is just asking if you can translate the different nekehanga.
Translate?
Mati, tahi, mati.
I can't wait. See. Okay, cool. See, so we'll go back through again. Rite kia rite, mati. Ka pai. Actually, me whakamarama te tōtahi nei e tupuna rātou ki tēnei kēmu, nā te pēhi i tuhi ruti tana pukupukana, nā kai reira, ngā neki hanga āringa, engari, nā taku mōhio ki tēnei, ki ngā ki ngā āhua a tātanei tūpuna ko mōhiu ki au e ngaro i ai e ngā kura huna. Nā ki ai I tuhi I ngā kura huna, no reira o enei kōrero, enei mea te tuturu, nā kui hanga ki a marama pai te tamaiti. Ko te wā I aku au wetei o ngā tamariki, e awa pōhihi haere rākana. I tini au wetei o ngā neki hanga, I runga I te whakaaro o te tamaiti. Ne? No reira, ko te tino a tātanei tāpura, mina tāpura ki te tangata ki te tamaiti, ne? Ko te whakamana te mea nui, ne? Me whakamana ko I ai. No reira, ka pātei mai te tamaiti, o Wiremu karo te marama, ka whakangāwari au tini ahako, ko hō mai taihurua toru whā mai, kia ngāwari te mau ki te hinengaro te tamaiti, ka huri au I huri ke au wetei o ngā mahi, wetei o ngā whakamaramatanga, kia ngāwari te mau. Ka pai? So, ka hogana o te whakamaramatanga nei. Mati, tahi mati. Ka pai, tenei he kākano. Ne? This represents a seed. Ka pai, rua mati. Represents the truth coming out of it. Ta ngā totoro. Ne? Ka pai, whā mati. It's making its way through the earth. It's punching its way through the earth. Matawa, kai te kupu haere, ne? A tori mati marama mai. Whā mati, ko putu mai I te whenua, ne? Hara, I ngā stalks. Ka pai? Rima mati. Ko tupu o na rau tuatai, ne? Ko ana tupu tuatai, ko whai rau. So the first early shoot of that rāpau. Ka pai? Ono mati. Ko whai āhua. Ko whai āhua te raku. Wētai o ngā rākau, te wā nohi ana, e rere ke rawa tōna āhua I te wā e kaumātu ana, ne? Penei te rimu, ne? E rere ke te āhua te rimu e te ai e tupu ana, ana ka tai ki tēnei wā ko mōio ke tōna hanga. Huh? So when they get to, so it just talks, it's about the part where the tree's now taking its form, and you definitely know what momo it is. And it's taking its form. Ka pai, whetu mati. Ka pai, kai runga e te rāpau ne, kua whai mato, ne, kua pumato mahaere, ne. So it's now got leaves and brushes on the top. Ka pai, hoki ki te rua. Koe aku ngā aka, ne, e te wā he aka, te kāpono, Kaitaia, te titiro, ki te āua o tana noho, ka marama pai me ka tupu tika, ne. So when it's in the seed, when the roots come up, you can actually keep an eye on them. You'll see how healthy it is. You'll be able to see how you're able to manaki it and go and make sure, like it'll tell you whether or not you've got enough nutrients and stuff. Because if it starts withering out as the root system, clearly it's not going to grow, and so you know to fix it. But once it grows to that size, you don't want to be digging up the root system. Obviously, it's going to damage it, right? But now we're going to get our signs on its health by looking at the mato, looking at the leaves and what's happening at the growth end of itself. Ka pai? And so that's what that represents. Ka pai? Waru mati. Fully grown now. It's fully mature and grown. Ka pai? Iwa mati. It's producing fruits, ne? Or whaihua. Ne? Piro mati. Tuha atu awa hua. E oranga mo te tata. See? So you share them out to our whānau. Marama? So koea tētai ngā kuruhuna. Nō reira I kio kore rau mo tēnā ngā kuruhuna. So inside all of the games that I've come across, I know there's layers upon layers. Sometimes you can't get the explanation from different sources, but if you play with it and you sit with it and wānanga with it, then you start finding different understandings. And in a katahaere pērā koe, ana kei te ruku haere koe ki roto ki a wānanga, e noho huna ana, e kuruhuna ana ki roto I ngā tāku, ne? Marama? Ka pai. No reira koe e tētei whakamarama o mati, ne? He nui ngā kiru a mati noi honi. Ka pai, a mati noi honi. No reira. Tēnei wā, koutou tonu, ka haere tonu I taua mahi, mati. We'll just keep using mati for now. But now, I'm not going to say the words, okay? Because koea tētai o ngā kotui, koe tētai ko te he nui ngā mea hei rawati weke tanga mā tātou kuroti ngā momo tākoro katu. Te reira, just whai mai ia hau. Ka pai, me he mea mai tika ana hau, ko mauri tau koe I tō tukanātu, ne? As opposed to, mati, tai mati, rua mati, turu mati, pā mati, rima mati. See, the he rere ke te wairua, ne? So you need to get a feel. When I work with whānau, this is what makes this particularly challenging, especially for someone like me, because I just roll with the mauri that's in the room. So when you're in the room with me, I can feel where you're at. I can see when I'm losing you. I can see when the kura is actually blowing your brains out. And I love that look on everyone's face. Might as well apologize now, but your brains will absolutely be blown before we finish today, guys. Sorry about that. And we're only going to be able to just scratch the surface, like literally just scratch the surface on what's really hidden inside these things. Taonga Tākaro, I'm super passionate about Taonga Tākaro and all of the māturanga within it and its possibilities and its potential. It should absolutely replace the PE system, because PE system is crap, to be frank. It doesn't work. We need stuff like this to actually be inputted so that the PE isn't some physical activity, because once again, it's detached from everything. As you see, you can get physical activity in there. So if I wanted to amp this up, so ka roti ngā tākoro katoa, I mō ke roti ngā tākoro ko he toru ngā tino taonga I reira, hei rā weke tana mā tātou, nei. Anā, ko ngā reo, te whakatau a tinana, a roto, a waho, a rongo, a roro, mātou maui, ara, coordination, tenei, ko te reo, ko te communication, the coordination, maana, me te mahitahitanga, or cooperation. So when I do these things with workshops and stuff, three C's I just call them: communicate, cooperate, coordinate. Communicate, cooperate, coordinate. Ka pai? Every single game on planet Earth has those things in it. Right? Whether you're playing 1-on-1, where you're playing 50-on-1, they'll all have those components. Try to have a rugby game without communicating, see how that looks. try to play basketball without being coordinated, see how that looks. Try to do that without cooperating, see how that looks. Right? You take those components, it's going to get hammered over and over and over again. Okay, so I'll call those te toko toru wā tākaro, just to make it easier and te reo. But yeah, so they exist in all of them. And if you start playing with them, koe te mana a tākaro, just play with them. And then you'll find out you can do different things with. So like I said, I've already manipulated the communication in several ways, by doing it as a pau, by doing it as a listening group, as a little waiata. We did it with silence, so I took the communication away, and then all of a sudden it's a different feeling, it's a whole different experience, because now you're in a toe space. Ka pai? Okay, so now, just taking mati, let's say you wanted to get physical with that, you wanted to actually get a workout. They can burn you out with mati, no problems. So, down, deep squat, sit down in there, right? And now go mati. Tahi mati, rua mati, toru mati, wha mati, rima mati, ono mati, whetu mati, piki mai, good. And so you can be moving up and down as you're doing it, right? Now this stuff is just gonna fire the brain and the muscles. I can burn you without even moving you from the spot, because kuritinana is like there's one thing to go out and do PE and physical activity and all that type of stuff. You can actually burn, if you're cold, I can get you warm without you moving from the spot, without you even moving your legs. Warm your whole body up just with tapu. Okay, and more importantly, whakaoho te kato, ne? Ka tuwhera mai ko ngā kauhanga o te hinangaro, ka haere mai ko rua te kupu kei mā, ka putu mai ko tū, ka putu mai ko tāne, ne? Taua mahi anō, he ngari mai tēnei ngā, pāhaha taparai, ne? Ana, pāhaha taparai. Wai ki runga me, mati. Tahi mati, rua mati, toru mati, pāha mati. Pupuri, ana. Ono mati, whetu mati, waru mati, kiwa mati, piro mati. Haere, haere, mati mati, mati mati. Tahi mati mati, rua mati mati, toru mati mati, pā mati mati, rima mati mati, mati mati, whetu mati mati, waru mati mati, kiwa mati mati, piro mati mati e. Heke, heke. Ne, tana, ka tau ki rau. How's the legs, whānau? Burnies?
He wero. He wera.
That's the pāhaha taparahi. If you were to be running and doing that stuff. Okay? So instead of just, ko te he tino koe ngā tupuna koe, ka whakaaro rātou mo te kapo, ne? Ko moe a tātou nei mea whākia te holistic nei, e tū hono hono, ngā mea kato, āwairua, ātinana, āwaha, horakau, he aho mato, he ki mai i te rangi, ke roti a tātou kato. Ko te aho mato, ko te aho mata, ke roti a tātou kato. So horakau he wehinga, ne? Ka tū hono ngā mea kato. E kenei, ki te whakaatu koe, e tēnā, ka ora koe. Ka tino ora koe. Next time you're going to go for a run around the block, don't run around the block. Run around your house and make sure you never skip a beat. If you skip a beat, he utu kei te haere, heki mai ki raro, mahi o burpees, wera momo me, mo ia hapa. Huri haere, huri raina, huri no te whare, kia te kau mārua. Ne? Ka taia ki roto nei, na? Nā ka haere pēne, ne? Haere raki. Mati mati, tahi mati, rua mati, toru mati, pā mati, rima mati. No? Tana. So, ki te ana, e hihi ana koe kia whakapakiri te tinana, e māma nui o te. Māma nui. Mo te whakapakiri tinana, mo te kore tinana, ki te Taonga Tākaro, māma nui o. Kai nā te ahi. Easy peasy, can do it in my sleep, that stuff. So I don't concentrate on the physical activity within all Taonga Tākaro, regardless of what they are. Could be kaipara oka, lifting big rocks, and maurako, all those different things. All our different taonga, hei whakapakiri te tangata, they're all just one and the same for me. I like to put them in the same spot. And then, like I said, why run 10Ks when we already know, well, neuroscience already tells us that the brain uses up most of the energy in the body. So why waste your muscles when you can use your brain to burn said energy? But whakamahi te hine ngaro, e te wā e umana. Ne, pēnā hoki, nā tātou kato ka whai mai pēnei, o tahi, rua, toru, pā, ne, e ahua ngāwari, e ngāwari ake me, a ngāwari ake, te kōrero tahi, rua, toru, pā, because you can just go, 5, 6, 7, I only got 3 more to go, it's 8, 9, 10, I did it, right? But the brain fades as you fatigue. What do you think is going to happen to your brain if you have to recite and remember whakapapa e karaki as you're doing it? Your physical body is going to be, or the growth and the development is going to go through the roof because it's all driven from ngaro. Hara ko te meka I ka roto te hina ngaro nahi nei, he ruru anō kei te puku, he ruru anō kei ngā ngākau, he ruru anō kei ruti ngā uaua, he ruru anō kei ruti ngā waiwai. So, hei ko tāku, whakamahia. Use them all at once. And then, like I said, so you just depending on what are you trying to pull out of it, what are you trying to get out of it, how are you, more importantly, as you're observing how they're engaging, how the babies are engaging with you, how people are engaging with you, you can see what level they're at, and then of course you just make adjustments to suit that space and leave a door open because iwi whai te ara pautawa ne. So we just create levels and go up and up. In order to get to the top of our mātauranga, each of us is gifted with a particular ability to take on certain mātauranga, and as we're going through that mātauranga, obviously you're going to stack up and build. Eventually you're going to hit a plateau of your understanding of your abilities. Sometimes you have to come back all the way to the bottom because there's something down there that you're not forgotten about but put on the side so you can get to the next level up. So same thing again, we take all those same approaches with it and And we just keep moving and we keep progressing in that manner. Ka pai? I'm just going to straighten up this camera. It's on a little bit of a funny angle for me. Ka pai, so he nui ngā mea ka pai I katai te whakapakuri I te tina. So like I said, all you CrossFitters, grab yourself a weight, put a dip weight belt around, put a weight on yourself, get down into a squat, and mati, inside, outside, upside, downside, until you fatigue, because it's going to help you get there faster because of the amount of energy required to keep you there. But like I said, it's actually much easier to just go 3 more, 2 more, 1 more. But if you're tired and you have to remember your whakapapa and you don't want to mess that up, right? You're going to remember, right? And every time you hop up, well, then it's going to sit in you. And now you're going to go, you want to get that whakapapa locked into you so well, you can do it under fatigue. That karakia, that waiata, those kupu, whatever it is you're needing to retain, is using the body to hold your knowledge systems, to open up, reveal knowledge systems, and to hold, retain, and of course create spaces to go and retain them, because you can lock that knowledge inside the body, inside all the different parts within the body. Marama? Kilda. Okay. I'm absolutely terrible with time, guys, so somebody's going to have to keep track on me. I will literally just talk till the cows come home. I don't run out of energy, and I don't run out of words. But it's just the nature of how I kind of just born to do this stuff. Hako Brown is about to release another book with Taonga Tākaro, which talks about, I just know it as momo, because I tupu a kau te tau ienei, and ko ia te tapu karainipapa te kaha titurana ki tapu momo, ne? Wiremu, he a tō momo. Well, I like playing. Yeah, that's kind of obvious. What else you got? What level of play? How does your mind work? My grandfather, he was very good at nurturing my mind and my heart, making sure that I had things going on. It was very important for him that I had my own thoughts, that I carried my own thoughts. And then of course, and then you got to wear them. Because if you have the thought to do something negative and you go and do it, well, then you have to live with the negative that's going to kick back from that. And so he's really good at that. He didn't much care for parents. Like, it didn't matter that I could repeat verbatim. Yeah, and what can you do with it? So for instance, like I said, one thing to learn those in a row and remember them, but what are you going to do with it? And I hope in this space to share with you, it's at that takaro level, there are definitely deeper layers to takaro e honga. So sometimes some people think, oh, what about the tapu? What about the whakapapa of this thing? And that's actually what makes it tapu. If you're inputting your whakapapa, well, change the whakapapa so it's accessible to somebody else. So you can hand the tool over, but not hand over your mana and your tapu. Marama? So like I said, there's no reason why. We're going to go back to mati, guys, right? We're going to go mati. See this. Now, I want you to show me what is your meke mati. What is your boxing mati? What is yours? Because somebody's going to go like this, somebody's going to go like that, somebody's going to go like that, and it's all correct. Because it's what you think it is. Ready? Manu mati. What you got? Do yours. It shouldn't be the same as mine. That's right. So some are doing this, and some are doing this, and some are doing this, and some are doing that. Okay? So what's going to happen in there, guys, because this way, as you're working, when I'm working, sorry, guys, you might have woken the beast still. I try to sit down to stay calm, and once I stand up, it's over, mate. Because now all my energy is going to go zoom, and well, but luckily we're on a bit of a zoom as is, okay? And so, like I said, you're activating and opening up all the different components, within the body. Remembering atua, all our atua contributed to the whole body. So all within our whole body is atua, right? This stuff activates them, connection to them. If you activate your connection to the atua, then they're going to send you a little wānanga, right? And if you come from a whakapapa bloodline where that's kind of a common thing, there's a momo within you. So my mum's side in the Paiko whānau, my Ngāti Mahanga down in Whangaroa, they're very musical creative, okay? My dad and them are deadly serious. I have never seen my mum's brothers argue, let alone have a fight. My dad's brothers, they pretty much can't get in the same room without somebody trying to punch somebody in the head. It's just like, but that's not like just part of the momo, like I said. It's just part of a momo because it's just built in there. That said, on mum's side, they had colonization had a bigger effect on them, so they kind of left our mauri behind. My dad and them side held it very strong, so I'm kind of lucky because I got to weave between both bloodlines. Okay, understanding your whakapapa, understanding your own momo. At the end of the day, that's the whole point of all of our tonga, is to find out who we are. Right? Who are you? What pukinga do you have? What wānanga is in you? Because that's a gift to toha, to iwa mati mati, to taua. Right? But you have to go and find it. So we have to give tools to our babies to actually understand it and find it. And you have to normalize things like being out in taua, talking to the rākau, talking to the kohutu, having conversations with them, having conversations with yourself. That I'm brilliant at. I'm very natural at that. That's why I get most of my wānanga. And then I have this certain thing where thoughts just come to me. You might show me this, and all these thoughts tell me, no, that's not what that is. It's not just that. It's all these other things. When I saw this, even in words, I saw it happening in my mind, and I knew, oh, he's missed the point. He's just gone and thought, he's just watched a bunch of kids playing under the bamboo bushes and kind of recorded what he saw happening. And but didn't investigate exactly what you just said. What do they mean? What is this? What is that one? What's this one? Because once you go in there, those are part of the kura whenua. And then, of course, it's going to open up another level, and then another level, and then another level. And of course, each level that opens up, you're going to get to a spot where you don't, where you're going to be, you're going to plateau. Well, that's all for that wānanga for you. Ka pai? So, mihi hoki kia kipa manuai, tai kuia tetahi aku pauako, te maurākau, and nāna tenei kōrero, nā kāre mātou te parawhakawai, nā ane ana kōrero, whāngahia kia rua ki te taka. Wa ngā toinga kei tana waha, koia te kaitika moana. Food them till they're cute, boy. What they left with in their gut and in their mouth, that's the kai they meant to have. Everything that came out was never for you in the first place. And so in that sense, just give it all out. Hand it over. Watch what's happening, because you got to remember, in context, within our traditional space, this stuff is normal. It's normal to play. It's normal for the big chief to have his 5-year-old, 4-year-old son at the war hui, at inside the whare wānanga. That was normal back in there because they're growing them all the way through. But of course, they're instilling all of the stuff, all of the whakamana them all the way through to get them ready for whatever it is that they, what gifts they have to share with that with the tribe, with the iwi. Ka pai? So a couple of things I always work with. I just work with the mauri because I can, like I said, when you're in the room, I can feel it pretty easily. I can see when I got it. And I always identify 2 characters. It's very simple to find them. The first one I always just call Maui. He's the guy like me that can't sit down. He's going to bounce off the walls. He's going to, you're going to go, we're up to 3. But I want 57. I already got that. I need the next one. Okay, you got that guy. And then you're going to have another one who's probably more reflective of, say, Ruhi, who's kind of like, oh, I've got skills, but I'm a bit quiet. I don't like this loud stuff, no. And what I try to do within any environment is, first of all, I identify them, and then I just try to create a space where both of them can sit, right? Because I guarantee you, what Maui is awesome at will freak the hell out of the shy one. Ruhi will go, whoa, energy's too weird, storm is too much, right? But then I'll change the games, I'll move through different games, and then I'll find the one where her pukinga comes up. And 9 times out of 10, Maui can't do it. So Maui will naturally, you don't have to shut him down. That's not his zone. That's not his world. And so he's going to pull down and pull away. And now I've found a place for both of them to exist within the same environment. Now, if I can get that happening, that means that I'm giving the best I can within that space. Now, obviously, back in the day, they've got, when the kids are just playing all the time, they're free to just explore their world, and from inside, outside, upside, up to rangi, to haha, all of the nahe, all of the water, they've actually got free reign to their creative. Learning is a creative process. Okay, learning is a creative process. Okay, so why the hell are you boring the crap out of me, make me sit down, look at a board, and repeat after you? That's stupid. Like, it doesn't make sense. We've been labeled kinesthetic learners, so why am I sitting down? Why are you talking to me? You're boring. Take me outside. Don't show me numbers. Make me go outside and go find 5 rocks. Make me find 15 rocks and add them to 6 rocks, and I'll tell you how many there's now. Right? You can't keep just hammering us. And especially, I speak particularly for fellows just like me, because I've been hammered through that system all the way through, and it hasn't changed. And that's rubbish. We need to sort that out. And that evidence still exists even in Kura kaupapa, unfortunately, because you've got time frames and you've got outcomes you have to hit. And so we compress the learning. You don't ever find out, you don't ever give time for our babies to show you what they are, who they are, what their puking are. That's why I was kind of lucky, because these fellows up on the wall, they did. I found out real early, if I jump in the car and go to a tangi with my granddad, no school for me that week. So you learn a hell of a lot more on marae than you do inside a classroom, inside of a day, right? So I'm kind of a prolific wagger. I've never been back to school after the school holidays any less than 2 weeks after the holidays. I always stay on holiday 2 weeks longer. I never get back to school on time. Been like that my whole life, but because they extend my holiday or go tipu haere, got to hang out with Dad, and Dad will take me around to different maraes and stuff like that. But it's kind of obvious that I was clever as a kid, so they probably know, oh, hang on, this guy's not even, it's not holding me back. School is actually holding me back because it's boring the crap out of me, and I'm getting in trouble because they put me in the corner for not putting my hand up. But I got the answer right, so why are you growling me for? because I wouldn't put my hand up. That's stupid. I still got the answer right. and you're mucking around because you're going 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Lady, I already got all 3. Come on, 1, 4, 5, 6. Let's get to the next one. But because of the way we arrange ourselves, 30 kids to 1 adult. That's 30 wairuas and 1 wairua to try and hold them. That is impossible. You're never going to be able to get to them properly. So you need less numbers. You need to get into those one-on-one spaces. So that once I identify a momo, because through takaro, right, because there's so many of them, there's hundreds and hundreds of them, you play them, I'm going to see who's the strong kid. Now, I'm going to be able to see who's the really smart, whose memory is just off the hook. Right? You play memory games and they memory off the hook. Now imagine I'm a tohunga and I've got the whakapapa and I'm watching this kid, and in 5 seconds he picks up piki, and he given that once and he remembers it all. Well, now he's going to be on my radar, right? And because he's on my radar, I'm going to start placing crumbs in front of him, leading him towards my fight. And because he's leading him towards my fight, he's going to eventually, right? Because the tohungas, obviously, they don't have time to go and work with everybody in the tribe. The tribe has to select who they think needs to go to him. When you get there, if you can't pass the test, but then that's it. Just like wānanga hia ka ruakini. If you get so far within the whare wānanga, that's it. That's all you've got. That's what you're meant to hold. And then we carry on looking for the next one. And there's only going to be one in a generation that can actually hold the bulk of the knowledge. But you still need all the others, the ones that say, for instance, like me, I hear people talking and I see games going on in my brain. Okay, I went to Papaririata. I was at Papaririata, had a whakapapa on wai. I only heard him that one night, and by the time I was finished, I had a game. And I turned that game into a karaki, and it's a game, it's a hand game, pretty much just like mati mati. It just goes like this. Whakataua nuku, whakataua rangi, ko pipi, ko wai, tai tua, tai aro, āngi, ue papatongoro, ue pohiwa, taitini, marua rangi, maro roto uru I te āwha, ka taka noa te ua tapu pātere no kia tangaro, whakamau tai. Ka pai. Now, as he was saying it, my brain just started seeing. This was actually a game taught to me. I would have been at Waimangi Primary. James Oriel was a good friend of mine. He handed it on to me because I'd missed it. One of the kaumātua had come in and shown some Māori games. And these actions were in it, okay? And I've been doing it ever since because I always thought it was kind of a cool thing. So actually just look at my fingers. So how it works, guys, is really simple. It's always right, over left, then left over right. Coming up, then thumbs, and then of course you're going to come down. Ka pai? See that? So as he was talking, that just fell on me, and then I realized, hey, as I was doing it, hey, that whakapapa fits perfectly. If I just do this all the way up and then come all the way down, it fits perfectly with that little whakapapa that he gave me. So I use that as just like how I use mati mati. I'll utilize it that way sometimes, because sometimes the energy is too whoa. So I'll use those to calm them down. Ka pai? And then of course
we just have a hātai. So we'll wrap up in about te minute, and then we'll have a space for pātai after that. Finishing at 11:30, but the pātai was, do you go to the Kura to teach the tamariki? These things?
I go everywhere and everywhere. That's all I've done for the last 10 years. I've literally just Taonga Tākaro, breakfast, lunch and dinner. I love it so much. I go on holiday, and I do it while I'm on holiday. Went over for a family reunion in Fiji. We were there for a couple of weeks, and all we did every day was carver sessions, make food and drink it. And I got bored. And one of the whānau said, "Oh, Dad used to go to school up on the hill there, and there was this like house on the hill." They said, "Is that a school?" No, they've got like kids in there. Yeah. So, my whānau knew straight away, "You want to go up there?" And he said, "Oh, yeah, that would be cool." We ended up going up there. I jammed with something like 300 kids that day. And we just took, because like I said, we were preparing kai every day. That's all we were doing. So we just took food up, had a kai, and had a master blaster jam. And I got my fix. I love working with kids, because then I get kid energy can match me. And so, I'm like I said, I'm just basically a jack in a box. And if you hit the switch, I'm going to pop out, and then I'm out of here, mate. It's pretty hard to contain someone like me, and you shouldn't even try. You need to create a space for me, and guess what? It's not inside 4 walls. That won't work. You need to take me outside.
Can you take us through outside your 4 walls?
Sorry?
Can you take us outside your 4 walls?
Absolutely. Can't buy whānau. So here. So this is the front of my house. This is all my little babies. This, I call these my moko's little dolls. They're not pebbles, guys. They're not pebbles. There's easily a ton worth of kohatu kicking around here, all from different spaces around on the culture on my travels. Got a whole bunch of them over here as well. Some of these ones are from all over around the world. I've got kohatu. I've kind of have a natural affiliation with them. I've always felt good around them, so I'd always talk to them. I ask them before I take them. Sometimes we'll be driving down the road and I'll say, "Stop!" Why? He winked at me. It didn't wink at you. Yes, it did. So we're just going to take it down the back here. Of course, with kuritina and taua, if you're outside with Taonga Tākaro, then it's even easier for me, because basically I could stop at any space down here and I'll show you a game in it. There's a game in this little tree. There's a game in those bricks. Let's see if I got some. There's heaps of moko always running around over here. Got a little, heaps of little lizards in there pumping around. So this here, I'm just working on a little mobile unit for Mara Hupara. So guys who don't know what a Mara Hupara is, sort of like a traditional playground type things. So I've got, this is a core popper. Like I said, I'm still working on them. I was hoping to have it finished by this week, but got so much on, I just didn't have time. And then of course, gardens, like heaps of takaro in the gardens, because babies would heaps, they hang around the garden all the time. And of course, they can't hold the energy to that space all day, so they'll end up breaking away and having some play, but of course, still get all of the knowledge systems that come with the garden. These are just fruity that I'll end up breaking down. This one here, this is for a tōrere, for mū tōrere. If you guys ever played mū tōrere, it's like a drafts game. This is kind of like a stand-on version. This is a low-end one for the smaller kids. These little taller ones here, I'll be just cleaning them up a bit and paint them up, and then of course put different atua whakapapa and things like that on them, so they become, so the Mara Hupara becomes a playground, wānanga, whare wānanga, kura. So, like I said, why are you keeping me in the house for? You can take me outside and I can learn everything out there. Why don't you go? You want me to learn the alphabet? Go hide all the A's in the garden and let me go find it. If you can go hang the B's and C's up in trees, and I'll go climb and I'll find them, right? Because then I'm going to be engaged with it. I'm physically getting myself up. I'm connected with taaua. I get to release my energy instead of getting pent up. And then, of course, I'm just going to get pissed off because you keep plugging me down, and that's exactly what happens with our kids in school. So I feel lots of aroha for them, and so yeah, so like lots of spaces. I'm naturally play. I've kind of been that way my whole life. I can't walk past a tree without trying to hang from it, climb up it, try and get something off it. I find 50, 100 different ways to go from left to right around it. It's just kind of, like I said, it's a bit of a momo for me. I just got it. My darling always gets so hard because I got to pick everything up, and like this here, this raka here, I was out with some kids, or actually Roy Matas up the top. So this raka here, it barely fit in the van. I was with a bunch of kids. I was tāne wānanga over in Matai Bay, and that day I had gone into a cave down at the beach, and I found this beautiful kohata. I'll come up and introduce you to Roy Mata. So I found this beautiful kohatu. The tide, all that happened was a wave had cracked particularly hard and splashed and revealed it to me. It was hidden. But the splash, because of the crash, it opened up for a split second. And I found, and Roy Mata over here, I call it Roy Mata, you'll understand why in a second. Hold on, I just got to stand her up. She was, like I said, she winked at me. So I'm in the cave. I'm inside the cave, and I started kake because, like you say, you got to get permission, and then of course you want to clear them to make sure that you are not bringing the wrong energy home, especially with the amount of traveling and stuff like that I get up to. And anyway, I came out of the cave, and the boys I was with were all running away. And I knew they knew what it was up because they've been with me plenty of times. They know I stop and pick things up all the time. You're in the van with me, we're going to go up a mountain, we're going to go in some awa, river, moana, whatever, and if I find resource, we're getting it. And so I come out there running away, the little punks. So I had to carry that bad boy. It's about probably 75, 80 kilos, a good kilometer on the sand back to the marae. All right, and then when I got back, the boys were like, "Oh, Matua, where were you?" And I said, "You bloody knew what it was, you little punks. I saw you running away." And they were like, "Oh, yeah. Nani here had heard you talking to yourself." And they said, "What?" Because ngā waka and Maui, pomare, they've been with me for years. And what happened is he said, he said, "Oh, Mata's talking to himself." And they're like, "What? Where?" "He's in the cave talking to himself." And what's he saying? And it's like, "Oh," and the boys knew straight away what I was up to. So they ran away before they had to help me carry it back. So that night, when we were traveling, I saw this just sitting on the side of the road. It's a totara. And so that night, I told them at 11 o'clock, I think it was about midnight or something. So boys, we're going to go for a walk. Walked them about 3 k's up the road. I said, and it was pitch black dark because we're in the middle, in the rurals. And then I was just telling them, "Hey guys, keep an eye on your right. Just keep looking to your right. Keep looking to your right." And then, of course, they saw the rako. This, he wants this, he wants that. Yep, that's what I'm after, boys. So they, so I made the little buggers pick that thing up and walk that 3 k's back to our campsite. That's what you get for ditching me, you little punks. And so yeah, so just going out into taiao, like you don't even have to like have a ton of knowledge. Just even gathering resources and stuff. You're going to get plenty kuritina, and you're going to get plenty of kōrero, and you're going to get plenty of wānanga while you're out there. Okay, whānau? Kia ora. So, like I said, yep, it's definitely a good time to go Q&A because, yeah, I'm waking up and rangi tūhaha, it's just around the corner if your name is Wiremu Sarich. So, you're going to have to, we'll kick over to some Q&A and maybe get some whakaaro from you guys out there about what you picked up on from today.
Ka pai, so we do have one patai in, and it's just around if we do kind of find that we have logs or stumps lying around, what's a way that we can kind of prepare it to, use them for mara hupara?
Ka pai, yep, see there. So the easiest resource to access at the moment is Hako Brown has got a book out called Mara Hupara, which gives you descriptions of what they basically look like. The truth is, guys, the original Mara Hupara is just a ngahere, the takutai. It's actually, you know, you don't have to do a lot of building when you're surrounded by amazing bush and natural landscape, and all it is sort of recreating those spaces in a specific spot. So they would. Obviously, you want to have the kids be able to develop themselves, and so depending, of course, on the lay of the land and where you are located. For instance, whānau living down on the coast, they do a lot of fishing. There's not going to be a lot of use for them. Some of the rākau games, the climbing trees, and because it's not going to develop the types of skills they're going to need to survive, because they're going to spend most of their time out on the moana. So their development, they might utilize the same tool in a completely different way. So the easiest way would be to do that. All that stuff downstairs, like I said, I'm actually just got to get it all tidied up and make a little mara hupara that has all the different components. Then I'm basically just going to roll around doing wānangas and Kura in particular, go to maraes or going to different events. I just need to track down the trailer to carry it all. Actually, you have to quickly get you guys to just come and see Kawe. This is my fan. This here is Kawe. Short for kia kawe a tātou e te re here. So when I do my normal everyday deliveries, I'll come in with tonga puoro. We got kites, we got all kinds of sticks. We got like this basket, I woven that one. So it depends on what I'm in the kura for that particular day. And then the back there, I've got it all decked out so I can get as much gear in here as possible. Got different rākos on the bottom, up the top, little pure, little hoops, all kinds of stuff. Most of it all pretty much from nature. But I actually need to refresh the kit. It's needs to be refreshed, but there's not enough hours in the day and not enough days in the week. By the time I get through a mahi, the weekend comes and then I go into wānanga mode. And so just kind of run out of time to replenish the stores. So yeah, so it's not a tricky thing. Just like I said, just play, just play with it. Get some stones, balance on the stones. Those stones out there, there's a million things you can do with one of them, let alone all of them. You start combining them. Now you attach to that different knowledge systems, different mātauranga, and you're literally through the roof. You're going to I basically, with that van alone, pretty much a one-stop shop. But if I had all that gear and I could roll out and get a lot of physical in different spaces, so for instance, at Taua area school, they've got a beach right across the road from the school, so I can take them down there, and there's driftwood and logs and stuff like that I can engage them with. If you're in the bush, if you're in an inland crew, you might have rock surfaces, natural rock surfaces, all those type of things, boulders for us to climb over, lift up, carry around, throw things on, bounce things off. Then I'm basically gonna go to that space. I've like I said, I'm a light wire, so pretty much just comes down to it's not so much what can I do. It's like, what have I got to work with now, and how long can you hold on? It's kind of been the general thing, and then a lot of different folks in different areas. A lot of the times the kids have got the answers to these kurahuna that I'm speaking about. Hold on a sec. I've had actually more things, revealed to me, all the hidden wānanga and all the kurahuna and stuff. I've had more of that come to me simply playing with kids, and it's the kids that discover them. The kids will reveal it to me, and then of course I catch it. And then I go, oh man, yeah, that's gonna go in here. And then once it goes through here, I can literally feel it coming through into there. And once it's there, it's done. It's basically written like a book. It's carved in stone. And then I just engage with it over and over again and find out. Like I said, I tutu with it, play around with it, and in different environments, different spaces, it will do different things. And so I'll learn what the taonga actually has to offer me. It's already got its gifts, and when you put it in different environments, it can do different gymnastics. It can do backflips and somersaults and all that type of stuff. And so just playing is actually the easiest way to get through. Any more patai?
So there's just one more patai, and then we'll wrap it up there. Thinking about kaimahi at Kura, is there a certain site, or are there any lesson plans that you can align this sort of kaupapa with the curriculum?
For that, because of the way I'm wired, I'm completely not wired to fit in that system. So, but if I was to sit with somebody, so for somebody who understands it, you describe it to me, and I can tell you what activity fits in it. But I'm not, because I'm untrained. Like I said, most of the stuff is just natural. It's just normal for me. And so it's just natural for me to play my way through it. I'm a natural learner, and I really love, I enjoy learning, but it has to happen a certain way. And so because I'm untrained, I often don't tick the box, but I get something bigger than the box anyway. So I'll go into Kura, they'll say, can you send me a program? I'll send the program through. I've yet to actually run a program I've sent through. In fact, it's the same one I sent out 10 years ago when I first got here, and I've never ever run it, because when I get there, so for instance, if you say, oh, we want you to do Mauraku, if I get there and the kids don't want it, why am I forcing it into them? I will find another thing that does the same as the Mauraku, but keeps them in that rehia space, because then I got a better chance, like I said, opening them up and getting at them in a different way. And so I will actually focus in that space. And then every rohe is a different vibe. My understanding of marama takaro actually comes from my engagement with the people, especially with kids, because I can tell you now, if I start on the East Coast in Taipa in the morning and then go over to Hokianga in the afternoon, what worked over here is absolutely not going to work over there, and because of the energy is different, the environment's different, the whole wairua is different, and so you have to actually adjust to it. And that's what I see as a big weakness in the current system, is that you can't cater to the particular needs of the ones who are actually most in danger, which is fellows like me, who end up getting sent to the principal's office all the time, get a bad rep, get in trouble all the time, and you push me. And then, of course, I have a bad experience, so school sucks and I'm out of there. And yet, brilliant. It's actually brilliant. You're just throwing brilliance out, and because you don't know how to handle it, don't know how to deal with it, you actually take longer. I'm nearly 50 years old now, and it's taken this long for me to find that actually I'm a natural born teacher, but it just didn't work for me in that space. So it's something I could definitely work on with our people, but because I don't have that skill, you know what I mean? Because like I said, everyone's got a momo. But if you were to describe to me, oh, we need to do this, the curriculum, the outcome is this, how would you do it? Then I can throw ideas at you till the cows come home. For instance, I worked at Hirikenol School for a while with Tinaka Wilson, and they were working on fractions, right? And so I got to the Kura, and the kids are doing fractions, 1 quarter is 1 of 4s. So I took them outside and played toka toka. It's just I dumped a bunch of rocks on the ground, put them in 2 lines, you run, you get a rock, you pull it back to your group. Right? Once all the rocks are gone, you stack them up, one on top of the other. Whoever gets the highest one, right? And then to get to the fractions element of it, it's very simple. How many of those rocks, what fraction of the rocks are black? So the kid goes, there's 5 black ones, but how many of them altogether? 15. So there's 5 15ths, right? And so you can teach them fractions and all these other things. There's nothing you can't teach Sutaku, no? It's just about the skill of do you have the tools and the skill, the patience and the drive to actually find ways to, like I said, you want them to learn the alphabet. Why not hide the alphabet out in nature and let them run around and find it? Because then you're releasing it. It's actually going to make the teacher's job easier, because you don't have to stress yourself out in that space. That said, I know that it's not I'm not normal and so it's not what seems like real easy and nothing to me is actually very tricky for other folks. So I'm possibly over what do you call it, making it sound easier than it is. But for me, like I said, it's a natural thing, and definitely if it wasn't your teacher's training, that you should have tools like that to actually be able to work with. So that's something now, because of this space we're in at the moment. Hence, I was happy to jump on this and do this live. Like I said, I prefer face-to-face. I'm a live wire, but because of this, I'm going to have to start looking at how do I get it. Now, the one thing I wanted to know by the end of the session, guys, is can I project wairu, or can I project energy through this realm? Because within the whakapapa of ngā reo, se te reo awaha is kind of that was the teina, that's the pōtiki. The other forms of reo before the spoken word. No, bird songs, the waves crashing, cracking, seeds popping, the fair, all those different things, those sounds, and that came before the human voice. Your ability to look at a carving and interpret it, or get ideas in the carving or the shapes of nature, can make your brain go and do wānanga. So at a wānanga we had online a couple of weeks back with Shaquille Hoterene, we talked about that, and we thought, man, I think we just created another layer of whakapapa that's even lower than the spoken word, and that's Zoom. Because we have the spoken word, but I can't actually feel you. You understand? And so we've kind of taken a disconnect, but it is what it is. We've got this taonga. Let's see, how can we put it? And so one thing I want to know is, can I project my wairu and my aroha and my energy across that space? Does it project across there? Because if I can do that, then I absolutely will, like I said, get into creating resources like this. The other thing is, because I've been a lone soldier for most of this time, just be me, my little van, and other than a bunch of kids I pulled in the car with me for my leadership programs, to go out and give work experience. I've kind of been plodding away at it by myself over a little while, and so there's just, like I said, there's no time in the day for me to sit down and try to put my head into a space where it doesn't really belong. But if I had somebody who was willing to sit with me and wānanga, and we create resources, that's actually something I'd be looking for. I can feel, oh look, Chora, I just got a message there, Wiremu, I can feel your wairua. So yeah, we already know we did it. We've had a bit of an experience across that over the last couple of weeks, because we've actually even been able to shift mauri and wairua and people and some of the other deeper wānanga that we've had throughout this time, through the so-called lockdown. So like I said, if anyone's out there willing to come down and sit down, and like if you're at a kura and you're a gun planner and you know exactly what you need, call me up. I'll come down. I'll bring a crew down there, and I'll show you. I'll put it on the feed for you, and you can help me to write it, because like I said, that is not my particular gift. No, my gift is this. The live wire in your face. Yep, I shed no lie. I think I've no doubt in my mind I can stand on the world stage with absolutely anybody on the planet Earth, and I can bang with the best of them, mate. And they can put me in front of any group of tamariki on the planet Earth. Drop me in the Amazon. Don't need to speak English, nothing. I know, I've done it. You can put me in this desert. I can speak to Hawaiians who can't speak English. I can do it to German kids, Italian kids, French kids, Fijian kids. It works all the same, because the wairua projects through the mahi. But if I get teed up with the right whānau, like it's a collective thing. Basically, I need a crew to wrap around me anyway to help put it together in a format so that we can disseminate it in this way. And then, of course, it wouldn't mean that I have to stop doing my live wire. It just means that we're creating a resource that can go out. But like I said, I don't have the time. It literally is just like everything in a wānanga space. The two main utus you have to do if you're going to be in wānanga and take up mātauranga Māori, you got to give it time. You got to create the space. If you don't create the time and the space, you can't have it. Sorry about it. If you think you can go to wānanga and film it and write it down on a paper and that you've got it, no, you haven't. Your book's got it. Your phone's got it. You don't. If you can't get it, if it doesn't come in here, then that's not for you, and that's all good. Don't worry about it. It's not for you. But like I said, if I got to tee up with the right peeps and we sat down and had a wānanga, Toi Tangata, you guys could be all over that one.
Just about to say that.
We can easily, and that's absolutely, especially now with this environment, that would be an easy what do you call it, sell to my bosses, to the Runanga work for Te Rangā Te Rāroa. that would be an easy sell. But like I said, I actually have cooking. I have a background in television, film. I was a musician, so I got lots of different cooking that kind of all go into the same kete. So I would know how to put together. But like I said, developing the content in a way that is acceptable to the system, I need help with. It's that simple, because I won't do it because it would be detrimental to my own wide world. I would literally be hammering myself in that system again to tick a box only to get out and throw the box away anyway. So yeah, I'm just not willing to do that to myself, because I know I'm looking after this gift really well. And if you look after our taonga, the taonga look after you. And I've been fortunate enough to just be put in front of amazing people. I've worked with amazing whānau over the years. And when we bounce together, like Tahu Tūroa, when I'm with Rāwhiti Roa, and Bosch and them, with Kawiti, with all the bros everywhere up and down the country, when we click together, then it just, boom, it blows up even harder. But like I said, that's not something that sits well with my ability and with my heart, because like I said, I won't compromise. I won't write it the tick box way. I'll do it my way, the way that works, the way that is, and then stuff the box, throw it away, get the outcome, and put the outcome in the box, but not the steps that are in the box to tell you how to get there. If that makes any sense. So like I said, I'll get you to the goal. I'll show you how to get the fractions, but I might not tick the boxes that you set up. But we'll still get the end result. But need to be able to, like I say, if it doesn't have that wairu and that free flow, then it's missing the point of the taonga, and I'm never going to be able to get to the real depth of it, which is to have all that atuatanga, all that whakapapa, and all your pukinga in complete alignment with itself and with nature. And then, of course, you then become a medium, a channel for our tupuna to come through you and do the mahi we need to get our whānau where we know we're supposed to be, where we all belong, which is our mana mo kake, standing on our own mana. And of course, sharing all of our tupuna values with our world again. And then things will just naturally take over from there. Nature will get fixed up automatically. A lot of our rori within our whānau will get fixed up automatically. But we need to get enough whānau on board and get to that critical mass so we can have it. But I'm really excited because if you look around at Te Ao Māori at the moment within this world, we are pumping and we're getting stronger and louder. Look at our weekend just gone with all those beautiful wāta, new wāta just come out. Spotify, all of a sudden you can rock on there and hear te reo and hip hop and rock and roll and in folk tunes. And it's just amazing. And we're just getting stronger and stronger. And so, like I said, we're getting to the point where we can get it. And it's just a matter of teeing up with the right folks or have the right molecules, the right little bush come and clash together and boom, off we go.
Ka pai. Tēnei te mihi ki a koe, Wiremu. Kei te kete, kei te tino kete, e rongo ana aha kua marunga e purangi mātou. Kei te kete anō hoki, he tau te rairaka ki runga e purangi nei. Ko ngā kaimahi kare kore. Yeah, can't wait to get back to mahi to begin the wānanga within their own spaces. So, tēnei te mihi anō hoki. And to you guys, our volunteers, ngā mihi nui ki a Kaitaia. That was awesome little apawanga for the mahi today. Pirangi, au hei arataki te karakia?
Hai, maku e whakataki. Kia ora tātou. Hey, kia moe o tātou, because there was one little tetahi kurihuna I tako no mai ki ruti tātou hinangaro I te rā tūrā. Mohi o ke au me whāki ki tēnei whārangi he wana ko pau te wā tēnei wā. Māku e mahi tētai kiri ata poto nei, I taua kitenga. Nā ka tuku atia koutou he mahi roto arā ko te reo Mauri nei, ngā tohutu āmati noiho, engari māku e whakarite tētai kiri ata poto nei, ka tuku atu ki a Toi Tangata mā koutou I whāngai atu ki te hunga nei, ko te tino hi ana te whakaoho tēnā tā o ngā mahi nei. Nō reira, mei tikana katu atau ki te mihi kia koutou katoa, katu ko taimai nei ko ingoa mātō o te kāinga nei, tēnei te mihi kia koutou o Toi Tangata, e te tuakana e Dario, mi ana kia koe pau, tēnā koe pēi, tēnā koe nei, koutou ko rurui mai, ko hui mai tēnei rā. Nō reira, kia ka ino e tātou. Nui hea, ko te uru tapu nui kia wātea, kia māma te ngā kau te tīnara, te wairu I te ara takatu. Ko ia rā e rungo, o iri ake ki runga, kia wātea, kia tau te rangi Māori. Mauri ora kia tātou.